Hello, we're back. What up? I'm sharing this out to a couple people real quick that are interested in being agents. Let's see who else. Okay, anyone else? Let's see. We're going to get started in just a minute, folks. What's up, Jennifer? What's up, Lori? How are you? Let me pull up my notes here. So I got a new manual for the recruiter agent manual that's just about finished. So we're going to go over some of the stuff in that today. And get logged in here to my Google Docs. There we go. Oh, no, wrong one. Okay, here we go. Crispy up, I know. There we go. So I've been working on this manual for quite some time, and it's pretty comprehensive. Where are we at here? Creator. Okay, there we go. All right, so now, wait, this is the moderator one. Darn it. Sorry, I'm not very organized right now. Getting my agent and recruiter manual up. There we go. Much better. All right, so welcome to the Streaming Artist Agency Recruiter and Agent Trainer. And so, yeah, I know, Jen. So basically, what I want to cover today is just some basic steps on the recruiter and agent process. And if anyone's interested in becoming a recruiter or an agent for SAA, send me a message and let's get you set up. Basically, the difference between a recruiter and an agent is a recruiter is going to be someone who is just referring people to the agency creators to join. By doing so, you're going to get a percentage of their gifting revenue. Now, this doesn't cost the creator anything. It's free to them. The agency is always free to the creator, but TikTok takes a percentage of your gifting revenue, as you guys are aware. Out of that percentage that they take, they give a percentage to the creator network. And out of that percentage, we give a percentage to recruiters and to agents. And the reason they do this is because they don't have enough customer service to handle the million plus streamers that are out there on the network. And so they enlist creator networks or agencies, it's the same thing, to handle the more personalized day-to-day customer service needs and, just helping curate streamers to become more successful on the platform. So that's the purpose of the agency. A lot of people have this idea in their head that the agency is going to make or break you as a creator, and that's not the case. We're just here for support. We are here to provide tools and to provide support if you get restrictions, bans, any issues that you're having. We have a direct contact with TikTok, and we can more efficiently get results for you and help guide you along the way. I've personally been trained at TikTok headquarters on how to do this. So I'm one of about 20 individuals that have been allowed to partake in that training. So I've got some specialized info that I can use to help you guys, and that's what I'm here to do. And so basically, if you're a recruiter, you're just referring people, and you get a certain percentage. If you're a agent, you're doing a little bit more. So you're going to be recruiting people, and you're going to be in charge of your own group of streamers. And so you'll be their first go-to contact at the agency as far as troubleshooting, helping out with moderating, and the whole gamut of things, helping them analyze their analytics, things like that. I'm still, personally involved with every streamer on there. I'm always available. I encourage everyone on the agency to, hit me up at least once a week so we can go over your analytics. With that said, it's kind of up to you guys as a creator. It's up to the creators if they want to, partake in that. I will post a link right now. If you're interested in joining as a creator, you click this link right here and apply to be a creator. If you're interested in being a recruiter or an agent, contact me directly. Send a DM to this account right here. Let me know and leave your cell number, and I will get a hold of you, and we will go over that. So basically, when you become a creator, when you become a recruiter or a agent with Streaming Artist Agency, and you recruit somebody, you will make a percentage of their gifting revenue for the entire time that they are on the agency. Yeah, DK, that's fine. You can do that. Absolutely. So, again, it doesn't cost the creator anything. This is coming out of the money that's already taken by TikTok, and whether they're on an agency or not, they still get the same percentage. So it's always free for the creators. But it's a really great way to build residual income, because once you refer someone, if they do really well, you're going to continue to make revenue off them for the entire time that they're streaming on this agency. And it could just take you 2 seconds to get them to sign up. Maybe something that simple. If you're an agent, you're going to have more of an ongoing relationship with these people, and you can curate your own team, and you can start to be really involved in their success. And it's kind of a really cool thing to grow and become a part of. Thank you, 25. Appreciate it. And so basically, there's different ways to go about recruiting. And there's certain guidelines that you have to keep in mind. And so, and if you're already moderating, or if you've got a large network of people that you communicate with on here, it's really an easy thing to do, because you've already got relationships established. And so you can, leverage those relationships to bring these artists onto an agency that actually cares and that does a lot of things to help them grow. There's a lot of agencies out there that are just not doing anything. They just get you to sign up and you don't hear from them again. We don't do that. We're constantly creating content. We're constantly doing educational things, events, contests. We try to be as active as possible. We are a very young agency. We've only been operating for a little over 2 months now, so a lot of things are still building and growing. And with that said, your percentages as an agent or a recruiter will grow higher as the agency gets bigger too, because we get paid a smaller percentage of that gifting revenue until we hit certain landmarks. And so as we grow as an agency, it unlocks additional revenue for us that we also will unlock for you guys as well. It's already set up in a tiered system, so once we get to a certain part, your percentages jump up and get better and better. There's also bonuses. Now, if you're a recruiter, you're not eligible for the same bonuses, but as a agent, there's performance bonuses depending on how your streamers do. If they hit within the first 90 days, if they come on and they're what's called a rookie creator, which means they haven't made more than $200 in gifting revenue in a single month at any time in the last 6 months, that's considered a rookie. Most of the people we recruit are rookies usually because they're just getting started. If you get one of them within the first 90 days to where they're making $2,000 in 1 month total gifting revenue, you get a $500 bonus, and so do they. So, and there's, if you get them to 5,000, it's $1,000. So there's a lot of bonuses like that actually that are tied into the whole thing. So there's quite a bit of revenue to be earned, especially if you could get one creator that's just like really, that does well. If they become a live pros are making over $100,000 a month in gifting revenue. And there's a lot of them on here. If you recruit a live pro, you're going to be making thousands of dollars every single month just because you did that recruiter. You recruited that person off that one single creator. So there's a lot that can be earned. So, and so now as far as the recruiting process goes, there's this thing called poaching, and you cannot do this. This is a very important thing to be aware of, because if you poach, it can get big penalties. It can get our agency shut down. So poaching means if someone is already on a agency, you cannot approach them and try to get them to quit their agency and join ours. Do not do that. If they decide they want to do that on their own accord, that's up to them. But be aware, if they quit an agency, it's a 30-day period where they're still attached to the agency after they submit their thing to quit in the app, and then there's another 60-day cooling down period. So it's 90 days in order for them to switch from one agency to another, unless the old agency agrees to release them. If the old agency releases them, then they can join another agency that same day. But that's up to that agency. You don't want to encourage people to ask them to do that, because that's considered poaching. With that said, you also need to make sure you look up that creator before you come at them and ask them to join. Before you even approach them, so once you become an agent, there's an app or a website you go to, and it's like the back end of TikTok. It's called Backstage. Once you're signed up as a recruiter or an agent, you'll have a login to Backstage, and from there you can look up any creator on TikTok, and you can see if they're attached to an agency or if they're eligible to join the agency. And that's the first thing you need to do before you approach anyone about joining the agency, is see if they're eligible, because if they're not, there's no point in doing it, and you don't want to get in trouble for poaching. A couple things to be said that you also need to be aware of is a creator can only have one account on an agency. They can have multiple accounts. They can have as many as they want, but they can only have one of them on an agency. And this is something that can get the agency shut down and everybody involved penalized. So this is a very, very serious thing. That one account has to be the one account that has earned the most diamonds, the most gifts out of all their accounts. That's the only one that can join an agency. You cannot start a new account and erase that agency and then join a new account or join a new agency with a different account. All that stuff, they know exactly what's going on, and don't even try to trick the system, because you won't, and it'll get us shut down. So make sure that that's the one agency or one account that they're using, it's their main account, and that they're not on any other agency for any other reason. And that's the only time that they can join. It might let them join initially, and then it'll come back and bite us in the ass. So make sure you communicate that, and don't let anyone try to trick the system, because once you get accused of that, you'll never be able to join an agency again as a creator too. If you try to do multiple account violations, they will never let you join an agency again. The other limit is if you have over $5,000 in a month that you've earned, or if you've got over 1 million followers, you're no longer eligible to join an agency. So you have to have less than 1 million followers, and you have to have earned under $5,000 in any single month in the last 6 months. It'll tell you if that's the case. When you look them up, it'll say, oh no, they're not eligible, and that'll be one of the reasons why that it might say that. So that part you don't have to worry about knowing, but just be aware that those are the things. How many rules are there? I mean, there's a decent amount of them, but those are the main basic ones right there. Most of the stuff it'll tell you when you look them up. So let me pull up this little video I got here about, is it on here? Maybe it's not on this one. I have a video on how to use Backstage. I forget where I put it. Anyway, so the Backstage thing is something, once you get signed on as an agent or a recruiter, basically I can walk you through, like I'll get on the phone with you guys individually for that kind of thing. And I'll walk you through how to use Backstage. There's also a boot camp in there that kind of trains you on how to do everything. But if they already with an agency but want to join ours, well, if they're already with an agency and they want to join ours, I can't really tell you what to do. I'm not like, that's the whole poaching thing. If you decide, awesome, House on the Hill, right on. That's oh yeah, that's another good point. I'll get to in a second. So if you're on another agency and you want to join our agency, it's something that it's up to you if you decide to do that. But you can either work out a thing with the existing agency for them to release you, or it's a 90-day waiting period before you'd be allowed to join the agency. So those are the two options you have there. You're not going to be able to just start a new account and then join with that one. It won't work. Unfortunately, those are your options. But we would love to have you if you get that worked out. Okay, so what they were just saying, House on the Hill was talking about the 10-minute thing. So when you first join an agency, if you don't have the amount of followers you're supposed to have to go live, or if you haven't gone live yet, then what's going to happen is it's going to want you to do a 10-minute test live. And so before it'll allow you to fully join the agency, you have to complete that test live. Or the creator will have to complete that test live. And a lot of the new creators, that's the case. It'll give them access immediately. Once they get the invitation, immediately they'll have that tab now where they can go live. But the first one they got to do is just go live for 10 minutes. And it could be longer than 10 minutes, but at least 10 minutes. And once you complete that, then we'll be able to recruit you onto the agency. But a lot of people get that and then they don't do that 10 minutes, and you have like a week to do it. If you don't, then it expires, and then we have to start the whole thing over again. But if you do it, then let us know when you're done, and that'll finish the recruiting process almost. But you still have to go into, or the creator still has to go into the app and accept the invite from the agency at that point. And so to do that, you go to your profile on the TikTok app. This is a video I was going to show you, but I don't think I have it on my iPad. But you go to the profile in your actually, I think I do know where it's at now I think of it. You go to the profile and you click on the little menu button, and then you go to TikTok Studio. And from there, there's going to be two tabs up top. It'll say Tools and it'll say Live. You click on the Live tab, and then from down that, you can scroll down, you'll see Join Creator Network. If you're already on the Creator Network, it'll just say Creator Network. But that tab is where you go to for almost everything you have to do in the app that has to do with the Creator Network, with the agency. So familiarize yourself with that tab, because you'll use that for a lot of things, joining campaigns. But if you're just joining it says Join Creator Network, you go there and you have to hit View next to Streaming Artist Agency, and you have to accept the invite. Then you're officially on. If you don't do that, you're not actually on the agency yet. That's the final step. And I'm trying to pull this video up, but I mean, that's basically what you do. It's not too difficult. All right, here it is. Right here, okay. Okay, so the video is this one? Oh, it's downloading it from the cloud. Hold on, folks. Sorry, we're almost there. How to download.
To access the Creator Network menu.
This is now. All right. Now here's the other thing. If you're already a member of the agency, you have a referral code to recruit already, so you don't have to be signed up as a recruiter necessarily as long as you're a member of the agency as a streamer, you can also recruit people and earn a commission and get some bonuses. It's a little bit different than if you're an official recruiter, but this is the same process you go to here to get to this menu. And so this is going to tell you how to do that. So watch this video real quick.
First, go to the profile in the TikTok app, click on this menu button up top, then click on TikTok Studio. From here, you're going to want to click on the Live tab right here, and then you're going to scroll down to Creator Networks. Now, if this menu says Join Creator Networks, that's how you would instruct somebody to accept their invite into the agency, which they have to do after they've submitted their application. You can also access information about Creator Network campaigns and the Creator Referral Program, where you'll get your QR code. So click on Creator Referral Program, and this QR code you can post in your videos. You can use this for marketing. This is what you want to give to people that are going to sign up under your referral to join the agency. And you can see your stats in here. So make sure you download your QR code.
Okay, so that is basically how you refer people, is through that QR code. Let me flip the screen. And so you can share that QR code wherever. That's how you access it. And then anyone that signs up using that referral code will be under your referral, and you'll get the credit for that and the revenue that is generated from it. So, and like I said, anyone who is a member of Streaming Artist Agency has access to that, and they can become a recruiter in that sense. And there's some bonuses attached to that and stuff. But if you want to make it into like you actually do better if you approach me and get signed up as an actual recruiter in Backstage, because you'll make a better percentage and you'll have access to more tools and things of that nature. So, yeah. Does the SAA send you a QR code? I mean, that's the QR code. But if you're not a creator, you may not have the access to that live tab, which will get you to that menu. So then, just approach me. We'll get you signed up as a recruiter or an agent, and then you'll have access to get all that stuff from Backstage. You'll have your own login for that, and you'll be able to access analytics and tools and all sorts of stuff. So that's for the more serious recruiters and agents. I also want to cover a couple things for existing agents and recruiters. I feel like we've got people signed up, but no one's really going out there and doing much to recruit. And I wanted to kind of go over this process and give you guys some tools so you can start actually recruiting some people, because it's one thing to just sign up as one, but, if you want to make money, you want to do this thing, you got to be out there recruiting. So what if you've never done it before? That's fine. Most people haven't. And so we're here to help you do that. And we'll train you how to do that. I'll have more like video content that we can go over in the future to show you some of the steps. Let me start getting this one off the cloud so I can show you another video here in a second. But basically, I want to give you guys a couple steps on how you can begin recruiting. Where is it? That's Battle One. Okay, right here. Give that a minute to download. So there's ingoing and there's outgoing recruiting. Incoming recruiting would be like posting a video with a link to join. Like I have this. If you become a recruiter and you have a business account, you can do this, where you can post the application right there in your live streams. If you don't have a business account and you don't want to make one,
This is Joey Morrow Drums.
Sorry. This is downloaded now, so let's go to this video real quick, because this is kind of cover some of this stuff real quick that I was about to explain to you. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's just watch this video real fast.
So here's a creator. This is Joey Morrow Drums. All right. He seems pretty good. Let's check out Backstage and see if he is available. So we load up Backstage. We want to go to the workspace, and then we'll scroll down until we get to Invite Creators. Click on that, and we have to type the name in all lowercase and exactly as it's spelled. So let's double check the name. Okay. And we'll type it in. Remember, all lowercase. And then we hit next. This is going to tell us if they're available or not. And he is ineligible because he's in another creator network. So we're going to hit back because that one is not an option. Back to the drawing board. Let's see who else we could find. Oh, this one looks good. Lauren's Guitar. Okay. She's got under 1 million followers. Let's type her name in. And she's available. I've already scouted this one, but so I would normally hit follow. And now let's make a contact. So she's live, which makes this easy. So go check out her live, hit the heart me, and do all those little points there. Show some interest. Now we don't want to just come straight out and just say, hey, come join our agency, because I'm sure she's been approached before. But we offer a lot more personalized attention than a lot of these agencies anyway, so we can build the relationship a little bit and do it more organically. We can try sending her a message in her live, and if she's not really chatty, then we can always leave a message in her DMs, and we'll follow back up a little bit after that and see if we can cultivate a relationship and get her to join the agency.
So now that's an example of outgoing recruiting, and basically you're reaching out to them and you're trying to create some rapport and explain to them what the benefits are and see if they're interested in joining, if it's a good match for them. She's actually still available if anyone was wanting to try to recruit her. And basically all I'm doing there is just scrolling through the FYP, and just finding someone that I think would be a good match for the agency, and then beginning to first and foremost check to make sure they're available and backstage, and then start to curate that relationship. And it's worth it, I think, to put some time into recruiting someone that is going to be a good match, because we want them to understand, like, you're representing the brand at that point, and we want to give as much benefit and help to these creators as we can. This isn't just about getting a sign up, it's about getting a sign up that is a good fit and that we would be a good help for. Like, we don't want to just get anyone on here that's just going to be another number, because if we can't provide them with a benefit, there's I don't want to waste either one of our time. Like, we're targeted towards artists and musicians, but that doesn't mean that it has to be an artist and musician. As long as we can provide them with the help they need to grow and monetize their stream, that's basically what our goal is. So for someone you need to say, yeah, it's exactly, Tanya, it's important to do that, because there's a lot of agencies out there that just will just go out and they'll just spam out a bunch of template DMs and stuff, and they'll offer to give them gifts or whatever. They'll be like, you like lions? Here, join our agency, and then they don't do anything. They just hope that they get big and they make money off of them, but it's not the way to do it, and so it takes a little bit longer to engage with them properly. What's up, D Mike? And establish that rapport and stuff. But I think it's worth it in the long run, and they'll have a much more successful journey with us, and it'll work out better in the end anyway. So yeah, I mean, I get them too all the time. And honestly, if you're getting requests to join agencies from another agency, if you're already on one, you should report that for poaching, because it's not something they're supposed to be doing. But that's one of the ways we kind of weed out some of these scammy agencies is, you got to report them when they do that kind of thing. So that's an example of outgoing recruiting. Incoming recruiting would be like doing a video like what I'm doing right now, providing, with the moderator training, providing, different educational resources, where I can put this apply to join, anyone can click on that and join the agency. And if it's under your thing, it'll come on as your recruiter or your recruitment. posting videos with content that's useful, content that has to do with how to be a better creator or how to be a better moderator, how to be a better fan, whatever it is, or just some sort of engaging content that, you think would be helpful to people. And then you can put your QR code or your join now link in that video. So that's another example of incoming recruitment. You can also do it on other platforms. You can create a flyer, put your QR code in there. You can do emails. You can go onto Facebook groups. You can go into Instagram. You can go out in person and hang out flyers and give out business cards. There's a million ways that you can bring in recruits under your name. And if you find the right people, you might know someone who's like a famous musician or someone that's very successful, and maybe they just haven't gone live streaming yet. Maybe you introduce them to TikTok as a live streamer, because it's one of the best ways to monetize, especially as an artist on all these social media platforms. Introduce them to that, and we'll help you to curate and train these people so that they can be successful on here. That's what we do. So it's the QR code with SAA. Yeah. The QR code that you get will be, if they go to that, it'll be taking them to the recruitment page for Streaming Artist Agency, and it'll be under your referral, so you'll get credit for it. It's your own personalized QR code. I mean, I could give you a QR code right now, but it would just be for the agency in general. So you want to get your own, your personalized one. That way you get credit. And like Jen helped me with those videos that we just posted on the SAA account, and they're going viral right now. I mean, we were getting over 300 views a minute earlier before I started the stream. Who knows where they're at now, but anyone that signs up on one of those videos, she's going to get as her recruit. So, you guys can be doing the same thing. Mine goes to you, right? Well, I mean, it goes to the agency, but it's under your referral, so you would have them in your group. Because since you're, as an agent, you'll be able to, continually work with that group that you refer. And we have referrals that, everyone that comes on, we need to assign them an agent. And I'm involved with everyone too, but and so are, some of the other people on the agency, Shenanigans and Jen, everyone there. We're all kind of helping everyone, but everyone's assigned to their own agent as well. So the ones that we have come in that aren't a referral, if you're an agent, you could get those referred under your group, as we, divide them out. So there's a lot of opportunities there where you'll start making revenue off that as well. Yeah, Backstage is pretty comprehensive as far as all the things it tracks and keeps it all organized for us, so that makes sure everyone gets what they got coming to them. And then TikTok actually pays you guys directly, so it's all done pretty nicely. Thank you, Renee. So, yeah, and so if you're already an agent or recruiter, or if you're interested, and you're having any questions or whatever, feel free to come up in the box or ask me in the chat. I want to be able to answer all those questions for you guys, so we can get people started to do this and successfully get that whole thing moving. So, are there any hurdles you guys are encountering, or any questions you have, or ideas you need to bounce off me, or anything like that? Feel free. So you can use your own QR code and SAA QR code under the referral process. What do you mean by your own QR? So if you're going to be recruiting, you want to use your own QR code that you get, like the way that we that I showed you in that video. And if you need help getting that, let me know and I'll walk you through it. Once you have that QR code, you can use that one forever, but that's what you want to use if you're going to be recruiting and you want to make, a commission. Okay, let's hear your questions, DK. Go ahead. It's good to have those come up so that way we can answer them for everyone. Yeah, the QR code sends them to the Apply Now link for SAA. Yeah, go ahead. What kind of account do you need to collect from TikTok once I get going? Are you talking about as a recruiter or as a creator? Yeah, I have time. That's what I'm here for. Ask away. Creator. If you're a creator, you want to have just a personal account. You don't want to have a business account because, especially as a musician, if you have a business account, you can't play copyright music in your streams or on your videos. You might be able to do it in your streams, I'm not sure, but you definitely can't in your videos. If you have a personal account, or some people call it an artist account, then you can post videos of cover songs that are up to 59 seconds long. They have to be under a minute, and you don't have the same content copyright restrictions. So that's the kind of account you want. Either one, you get paid the same, but the personal account gives you more freedom as an artist. And you can switch them back and forth. So if you have a business account and you want it to be a personal account, it's just a setting that you do. I wouldn't recommend continually going back and forth, but you can turn a personal account into a business account, or vice versa. Now, if you're a recruiter and you don't need to have a personal account, having a business account provides you with a couple extra tools that you can use as far as like doing this. Like, you have to have a business account in order to pin the recruit link into your live. But if you have a personal account and you still want to be able to do that, I can set you up with what's called an affiliate account, and it's just an account that's tied to the agency, and it's basically just like a little makeshift personal account that you can log into in addition to your personal account, and that way you'll have those tools. The only downside of that is that account won't have your followers and stuff that you've already established. But if that's not something that's important, or if you want to separate the two, I can set you up with an affiliate account. Your account is yours is just whatever your account is. I don't know if it's a personal or business account, but if it's a business account and you want me to tie the links to you, let me know, and I can do that in Backstage for you, or I can set you up with a affiliate account if you prefer. It's up to you. You explained it before, but what's the difference between agent and recruiter? So the agent is someone that has a continued involvement with the recruit. So whoever it is that you're recruiting, if you're the agent, you'll be assigned a group, and that'll be all those people that you've recruited, and maybe some more that we might assign to you, and you'll be involved with their career moving forward. And I'll be there helping out and doing a lot of it too, but you'll have access to analytics as far as like, the number of people that are coming into their streams, and the different stats that have to do with the analytics. And then if you're an agent, all you're doing is referring them to the agency, and then that's the end of your involvement. That's the recruiter. They just refer people, and then it's over. So the agent makes a higher percentage, but they have an ongoing involvement. They're involved with moderating and all sorts of stuff moving forward. And they're also eligible for a lot of bonuses. The recruiter you just refer them, and then you're done. So House on the Hill, you just need a PayPal account. The personal bank account thing is not available in the U.S. right now. You have to use PayPal, as far as I'm aware, and they'll deposit your revenue every Wednesday. As far as for your like gifting revenue and stuff you make, your agency commissions come once a month. And it's the same thing, I believe. It just goes into the same PayPal account. So like I said, we're still a young agency, and so we're still getting to the point where we've got recruiters on here that are starting to earn a lot of money. So we will encounter that stuff soon. I suspect. You don't have a PayPal. Well, you should open one. I'm sure there's other options. I think for the agency commissions, those can go directly to a bank account, but I think as a creator, they pretty much make you use PayPal on TikTok at the moment if you're in the U.S. So recruiters referring talents to SAA, and agents get to work with the talent signed with SAA. Yeah, the agent is a recruiter as well. They have that part of the job, but they also have an ongoing interest in their recruits because they work with them more after they sign on. It's a more involving process. So, like Shenanigans and Jen, they're agents because they recruit, and once they're on, they're also modding for them and training their mods and helping them, with the ongoing process. Whereas a recruiter would just use that QR code and get people to sign on and make a commission off that. But they still both get ongoing commissions for the entire time that that recruiter is on the agency. They'll continue to earn revenue from that. Yes, exactly. And once if you sign on as a recruiter or an agent, make sure you're going to be active. There's no point in wasting everyone's time to get all that in the training and stuff if you're not going to actually be active in doing it. So like, and we have, there's a lot of performance bonuses and incentives that are in place once people start recruiting people. So go out and start scrolling through the FYP and finding people that you can recruit. Post things, do things that are actively going to get recruits to sign up under you, because get started now, and in a few months you could be making a ton of residual income that could be going on, passive income for a long time. There's a lot of recruiters make really, really good money. I make money off of my first agency I joined when I first started. I recruited a number of people, and I get paid every month for it, and it grows every month. It's a decent amount of money. So actually you can be an agent and a mod. Absolutely. Most agents are mods, to be honest, because that's part of how they support their streamers. And that's what I'm saying. If you're already a mod, you might as well be an agent, or at least a recruiter, because you're building these relationships with different streamers, and the more that the more that you are able to say, hey, this agency could probably help you out quite a bit, and if it's a good fit, you're helping everyone out in that process and yourself. All right, DK, for sure. Yeah, I think you would be good at that. And it's cool because you get to curate these streamers and help them grow. Especially someone like you that's spent quite a few hours on TikTok learning all this stuff and being involved. Like, you've got a lot of experience that you could share, and that you could help guide. A lot of these people coming on are brand new to the network, and they need someone to walk them through a lot of this stuff. It's a lot to figure out on your own. So they shouldn't have to do that all by themselves. No, I'm not an agent. Okay. Would you like to be? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think the best agents are the ones that are already involved with this network a lot, or that have gotten intertwined with the community. Because the more you branch out, and the the network of people you have, it's a lot easier to refer someone onto the agency when you have a relationship with them, and they know that they can trust your your referral on that. Because that's the big thing, is we got to build trust, and you got to show them that we're legit and that we're able to help. And that's something we work really hard to make sure that we deliver on that. So you got the benefit of being able to promote an agency that actually does care about their creators, and that is doing all the things we can to help. And as the agency grows, there'll be a lot more benefits that we'll be able to provide too. And that's something that it's just going to take a little bit of time, but as our roster gets up and our revenue increases, TikTok hooks us up with a lot more resources that we can help, like visits to their headquarters for our creators and things like that. We get a lot of different things as we scale up. So absolutely, yeah, I think you'd be a great candidate. That's cool. 25. I mean, it's it's not like being an agent doesn't mean that you have to be a live streamer. It's kind of like more of a behind the scenes thing. With that said, though, if you are a creator, if you have a large audience, you could do really well even just as a recruiter. Like, some of the bigger streamers that we work with have approached me, and about being recruiters, because they got people coming to them all the time saying, hey, are you with an agency, or what would you recommend, or whatever, and them being able to say, yeah, I do know of an agency that would be really good for you, is a really easy way for them to give them some good advice and also, make some passive income on it. What's up, Andre? What's up, Javier? How are you? And it's good to understand the benefits of streaming artist agency, because when you're giving this pitch to them, there's a lot of things that we provide that are kind of unique. Like part of SAA is this community. This is something that the reason I even started SAA was just because, for one, there weren't any agencies out there that really offered support for artists as far as video and audio support for streaming, and that's one of the things we offer, and I don't think any other agency offers that. And being a young agency and growing, we are able to give a lot of hands-on attention. So when people join our agency, they're going to get a lot of help and a lot of attention because we're here to do it. Like that's just what I do for my day. When I'm not streaming, I'm doing agency stuff all day, and so are the rest of our staff. So it's the studio. And you can come and hang out with me on Prince's old console and play on Slash's guitar, and I don't play guitar, but right on. So you get a lot of those benefits, and I started the Thursday night drum circle, because I felt like we needed to unite and get this whole drum thing going on with a bunch of people, and that's been really successful. And then I felt like there just weren't agencies that were offering what really was needed for the artists and streamers, and so eventually it got to the point where I was like, that's the next step, so that's why we're here at this point. Well, the drum circle is like, I was on here, I just started, I didn't know what I was going to do, and that's the thing is, like, sometimes you just got to get people to just go and just try it, go live and see how it goes. I thought I was going to, like, teach drum lessons or something. I wasn't sure. I started going live, and then people started requesting songs, and it just started building. And I was like, oh, this is really fun. This is cool. It was like just for 2 months of it, I was done with my day job. I was just streaming every day, and it was great. And it's been great. It's been a year now that I've done that, and I've survived just off of TikTok, and I've survived pretty well off TikTok. So it's been a really cool experience, and I don't know what the next thing is always, it's just, you just go do it, and it kind of like leads you down that path of what needs to happen next, it's just kind of like throwing yourself to the wolves or whatever, just seeing where it's going to lead you. And that's the beauty of this thing, is it's just like, there's not, why not, if it's something you enjoy and that you love doing, like, this is a pretty rare opportunity to be able to do that and, like, thrive. It's great. Refer them to you for audio issues. Yeah, I get on the phone with people every single day and help them figure out what equipment they need, figure out how to troubleshoot their equipment, get it sounding good. That's part of what we offer. Absolutely. Any step of the way, basically, we're here to help. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities here. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, House on the Hill, you can attest for it. I've gotten on the phone with him to walk him through his equipment. A lot of these people have. Yeah, I mean, whether you're on social media now or not, and if you already have a presence on other platforms, it's usually pretty quick to get your presence built up here, And at the same time, I encourage people, if you're posting on TikTok, post it on Instagram too. Post it on YouTube, whatever. And there's certain restrictions where you can't post the same kind of content here and there, but figure what that is, and multiply your efforts. It's so easy to post from this one and then go to the next one and just post it there real quick too. And it's like, thank you, Tanya. Appreciate that. Okay. If you need help with that, Renee, just send me a DM and we get on a call or whatever, and I'll walk you through all that. I can tell you which equipment you probably don't want to get and what you should get and what'll help. Because, you can have audio professionals, but you're not going to find a lot of audio professionals that know how to apply it to live streaming, because it takes it to a whole nother ball game. And especially when you're dealing with the embedded noise cancellation and suppression and compression that's involved with TikTok. Trying to navigate around that, still sound good is a big it's difficult, and we've been dealing with it for a year now, and we've gotten pretty good at it. I know a thing or two, and I know which equipment seems to get the best results, and which ones don't, and so I can help guide you with that too. Absolutely. Instagram, YouTube, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you could be streaming on Twitch, all these different ones. Normally, I wouldn't say these names, but I'm not trying to like get this stream shot out to the FYP. This is more for people that are interested, so I'm not really that worried about it. But yeah, so like multiply your efforts. Make efficient use of your time. Absolutely. Because you could break on one of the other ones, maybe a video there that goes viral, and then it may or may not go viral on this one, so at least you can give it more opportunities to explode for you. Because you can make a lot of money across all the different platforms. It's just this is the easiest one to get started with and make something from the ground up, and it's the most accessible monetization system, I think, out of all the social media platforms. Because most of the other ones you have to have a pretty big following to even get started. So. Absolutely. Threads, yep. There's so many tricks that, we have to teach, like every day when you post a video, like as a creator, put it up to your daily story too. It's so much wasted potential by not doing that. It takes 2 seconds just to click on it and say, post to my daily story, and you'll get that much more hits for it just by doing that. Like little things like that. It's a ton of them. And joining our Discord, we have the creator handbook that I spent a lot of time making. So it's like a 30-page manual has a ton of great information. You can download it straight from the Discord. We got the moderator handbook that is about to be updated. There's going to be the agent and the agent and recruiter handbook that's going to be posted there as well. And that one is just about done. So should be up in the next few days. You see somebody's story come up in your feed, just give it a like, it'll boost them. Yep, absolutely. Videos work the same way as the live streams. It's on a point system. So you post a video, it's going to go out to about 200 people initially. Depending on how they respond to that, is going to depend if it keeps getting pushed or if it drops off right there, So another thing is if you're posting videos and you're starting to get less traction, or if it's not growing, go into your settings, and there's a setting in your TikTok app where you can turn off having it sent to your friends and followers. So when you post a new video, if you're trying to grow your following, turn that off. It's like two or three settings in there. I think it's under like privacy and settings or something, but make it to where it's not sending it out to your followers already, so that way you get more reach on it, and you'll notice that you'll get better results a lot of times that way. So it helps to trick the algorithm too on you. Well, as far as in which way? Because there's a million things you can do to I wouldn't say trick the algorithm, but to like kind of work with the algorithm. Like there's certain things that it appreciates, and so if you can provide those things, that's optimizing. It's kind of like SEO, but for live streaming. What do you mean by trick the algorithm? Yeah. It's gonna help because my follows don't hit like as much as strangers. Well, that's the thing. That's why you turn it off, so that way it doesn't go just to your followers. Like, because sometimes, if I send my drum videos out to my followers, I'll get enough like little likes and comments about it, but it's like. A lot of them saw me do it live too, and so maybe they're gonna swipe past it or whatever, But I want to be reaching out to new people that are gonna join and new followers, And this is the thing. A lot of the streamers don't want to like stream at the same time as someone else who they think might be competing with them for their audience, and it's like, yeah, because they're only focusing on the same group of people that's already in the drumming community, and that's great, but. We also have to be expanding and growing the community, and bringing more people in, because if I'm going live and there's another drummer that decides, oh, I don't want to go live while Jamie's live because I won't get people in my room, that's not the way to be about it, because TikTok is going to send you, if you're getting the right engagement and you're doing the things right, they're going to send you people. And if that community is in another person's live already, then that's perfect opportunity to bring in new followers, because they're going to still send you people. And if those people are already in that thing, they're going to see new people. That's the best opportunity to be in. You want to have that happen. So if you see that there's a bunch of drummers already live, that's a great time to go live, because that means they're going to have to send you a new crowd of people and capitalize on that. And because that's the best way you're going to find new gifters, new supporters, new fans, and grow your community. Like, don't let other people being live stop you from doing that. That's one of the things I try to encourage. Being live stop you from doing that. That's one of the things I try to encourage people. It's like, we want new people to see the content. Yeah, there's 150 million U.S. users on TikTok every month. It's half the United States population is on TikTok. Okay, so our little community that we've got here is such a small portion of it. We haven't touched 98% of the people or more that are on TikTok don't have a clue who any of us are. They don't know who I am. They don't know who D Mike is. They don't know who JH Drums is, because they haven't had that exposure. So find as many ways as you can to bring in more, get in front of those people. And this is why I say the community, it's all about the community, because anytime someone new goes into any one of these drummers' rooms, all of a sudden now there's a box checked on their profile that says, hey, they're interested in drumming content. And the people who they follow might get branched into that too. It'll spider out, So if one drummer does really good, and this goes for any type of creator, it doesn't have to be drums specifically, but I'm just using that as an example. But if any one of them gets a new follower or a new person in the room, now all of a sudden all these other drummers are going to come up in their FYP. And so they're all going to get exposure to you. So don't hate on drummers, don't compete with drummers, promote everyone. That's the whole point, is because every single one of us that does well helps all of us. So yeah, there you go. 7 million people are employed through TikTok as creators, small businesses. Yeah, absolutely. There are over 1 million, like 1.3 million different creators or something on this platform. That's why they have creator networks, is so that they can get more personalized attention from, as a customer service, and help them grow. And they can't employ enough people to do that on their own. So they bring us in to do it. It's a more personalized way to do it. I think that's cool, At least, they get someone like me to work with, to say, hey, you could do this. Go get them, Tiger. Absolutely, House on the Hill. I mean, tomorrow is at 3 p.m. right here is going to be the creator on. It's the orientation and ongoing creator training. So make sure I encourage everyone to tune into that every Sunday. Well, it's every other Sunday, the second and fourth Sunday of the month. We do the creator onboarding and training. If we have enough need for it, I do it every Sunday as well. But it's all about working with you to do these things. And if you're on the agency, book time with me. I'll get on the phone with everyone on that agency at least once a week. Go over your stats, give you some tips, figure out whatever problems you're having. I'm happy to get on the phone with you guys and work with you. And that's one of the things you can let people know if you're recruiting. That. And so are the other people at the agency. Shenanigans, Jen. We're all here to help. And if you become an agent and you want to learn all this stuff as well, that's even better. And every creator or every recruiter and agent, you have my phone number. Everyone on the agency has my phone number. Use it. That's what I'm here for. Send me a text, give me a call, whatever. Let's book some time. Whatever questions you have, whatever issues you're running into. I don't know everything, but I get better every day and I learn more. So whatever I got, I'll share it and help with it. So yep. Does anyone have any questions? Any scenarios? Any comments? Right on, Tanya. Well, let's do it. And if you're interested in coming on as a recruiter or an agent, hit me up. All right, we got Gloria. Hold on a second. What's up?
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Horrible. My lives sucked. Like I couldn't get on, I couldn't like battle anybody. Like I knew Sam was on and it
Uh-huh.
wasn't coming up. I don't know. I restarted. I'm like, screw this.
That sucks. What happened? It's just
I don't
not.
know. I don't know. I, I'm wondering if there was some kind of weird setting because like I'd go to invite somebody and it would say mature audience or something. I don't know.
Are you set on 18 plus? Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, you want to turn that off. If you're under 18 plus, it won't send you the FYP at all.
So is that setting before I go live or is it just
Yeah,
on my normal account?
when you go to the live tab, right before you go live, look, just click on settings, and it should be under there.
Okay, I thought I normally had that turned off, but
Yeah, you probably did. Sometimes it can get like turned on if something happens during your live, but usually they just do that temporarily.
okay.
Did anything happen on the live you did before that that was bad? Did you get a restriction or anything?
No, I didn't. I did a battle a while ago with this one guy. He didn't have a shirt on. His name was Belly. I don't know what his talent was, but he had a restriction that came up during like our battle,
Did you
but
stop?
it was on his end.
Did you stop when that came up?
I think so.
Yeah, because sometimes it'll let you know if you might get a thing that says this this creator is going to be in the 18 plus because their content or whatever, and it'll give you option to stop the co-host. And that's if you don't do that, yeah, it'll turn yours into 18 plus also.
All right, I'll make sure I keep checking that.
Yeah, and sometimes if you do something or if something happens that they and it may not even give you a notification, but if something happens that triggers them to think that there's some violation there, it can affect you for that stream and up to the next couple streams.
Okay.
Sometimes, depending on what it is, they don't always notify you of that, but it's possible. But yeah, if you want to get anyone in your room, check that setting and then just give it 10 minutes and go live again. I would say.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap it up for tonight because I did that. I've been on for like a couple hours already, and I thought maybe it's because I'm playing like a little bit later, but I came back in like 5-10 minutes and it wasn't any better.
Another thing I would say is like since you just went live to do this co-host, um, you aren't gonna if you're not live for at least 25 minutes. I know that there's that thing where they pay you a little less, but when you go live for less than an hour, um, it actually can hurt your the push that they give you for a little bit. Like um,
Okay.
I'm not sure to what extent, but like I used to do these battles where I'd go into the agency when we would do a bunch of battles. I'd do like little short live streams where I would go live for like 10 or 15 minutes and I would end it and do another one for 15 minutes. And that would actually hurt my push in the following days. Um,
Okay.
so try it if you're going to join another live. It's best to go into their chat and just join as like a guest. If it's going to be for a short amount of time. Um,
Okay.
I mean, it happens, but just so you're aware of it.
All right. Well, I appreciate the tips.
Yeah. Let me know how it goes. I'll check out
All right.
your things too, your analytics to see if anything on there is restricting you or whatever.
All right. Are you doing moderator training tonight?
We just finished that, so yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of agent training right now, and then I'm probably gonna go live here in a bit.
All right,
So
man. Well, have a good rest of the night.
you too. Good luck.
See ya.
Later. There's Lori. She's really cool. You guys already know Lori though. She's Skillet's drummer and stuff. Um, yep. Oh, I got a video coming out soon. This is for another agency video that I'm going to feature some streamers on. So if you're an agency member and you want to get put into a video, hint, hint, Kevin, send me a 3 to 5 second video of you talking about SAA and then another about same length video of you with like a cool moment from one of your live streams or you jamming out or something. And I will edit it into one of these videos. So far, our last 3 have gone viral, so get in on it. We got over 200,000 hits on our videos in the last 24 hours, so we gotta get you in there, Kevin. I got Lonnie, I got Lori coming up in this next one. I need one more person in this one. I'm waiting to post it. So, yeah, send me a video, folks. I did it. All right, all right. All right, so if y'all are interested in being a recruiter agent, hit me up on DMs, or if you have my number, hit me up there, and let's get you going. Yeah, I talked to Tony about it last night, waiting for him. I'm waiting for Daniel Potts. Just one video of two. Oh, it could be either one. I'm going to edit it out, so don't even worry. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just send me the things, talk about stuff, whatever, and I will do the rest. I got it covered. You have a good night too, Renee. Thank you. Thank you for the rose, Amy. And any other questions before we sign off, folks? Later. I'll be live here in about an hour and 40 minutes on my Drummer's Diary account if y'all want to hang out there too. So, thank you, everybody. Let me know if you have questions about this whole thing, because I want to help you guys get started. Let's do it. Let's make it happen, Captain. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.